We have been asked a lot, why did you leave Emirates and why did you leave Dubai? In this video, we'll tell you all the reasons why we left. While we are actually back in Dubai. Coming up. Me and Nathalie separated for a few days while I stayed in Portugal for some work, and Nathalie...
I'm going to Dubai!
Well, she went to Dubai in the meanwhile.
I need to put on these bad boys, walking around like a headless chicken. Okay, Emirates. Okay, so we made it on, I mean, I'm not on board yet, but I got a seat. I cannot believe I'm in Dubai. This is so exciting to be back.
She arrived safe and sound while I continued working on the laptop. I stayed mainly to open our company and things are now under process. We are super excited for that and it was my turn to join her in Dubai.
Stefano just texted me he's arrived. So here you have the outside. Hey! And this is Henry. So this is beautiful Henry. And this is the space.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really cozy. Yeah, it's really nice. The amazing part is that we have some space to work and enjoy.
Wow, that's so cool, this space.
Yeah. And we have the pool right here. You like it, Amore?
Yeah, love it.
It's really nice.
Love it.
Maybe some of you are wondering how we got this place. We already got asked on Instagram what is the hotel that we're renting, and it's just an apartment with someone who needed help to take care of their dog. And we got recommended from one of you guys, thank you so much for that recommendation, to actually house it all over the world. And we found this place in Dubai with a really, really nice girl who needed help to take care of Henry. So we saw that as an amazing possibility, and it's an amazing space, and we really wanted to come back to Dubai, so we did it immediately. We're gonna leave some information in the description box below so you can check it out as well.
I'm gonna take a nap now. Please wake me up in an hour.
Okay.
So at least I can function a bit better.
Okay. Bye-bye. You're tired? It's a beautiful day. Oh, it's really nice.
Coffee time.
Coffee time, absolutely. Waiting for you to have a full Arabic lunch. Should we?
Yeah.
Or brunch?
Fine, brunch, yeah.
Falafel. We take a full, and we have our hummus, of course.
Thank you, have a good day.
Oh yeah!
We are ready for a big brunch.
Swedish Christmas song.
Oh, yeah.
So the lunch is here. We're having the Arabic one that we missed. So we have some Arabic bread. We have the falafels here. You can, it's so good, this one. Falafel roll. You have also, but a spicy one.
Yeah, my lord.
Some potatoes, some hummus.
And lentil soup.
This is lentil soups, and we have some food. A small brunch.
Ooh, let's dig in. And with this view.
So many times we got the question, why did you leave? Why did we leave Emirates? And being back here in Dubai, it makes us ask ourselves as well, okay, why did we ever leave Dubai, right?
Yeah.
And more especially, why did we leave Emirates? because that was kind of our life here. Our life was Emirates, basically. In this video, we wanted to explain to you why we ever left. One of the main reasons was health. We have mentioned this before, that waking up at 2, 3 a.m., it really takes a toll on your body. Having these irregular timings all the time and not being able to actually have a routine in your life, it started to affect our body, and it affects most of the people. Obviously, there are some people that don't feel it as much, but personally, I struggled a lot with gastritis. Like, my stomach was really upside down because of the sleeping pattern and sometimes stress. Okay, where am I going? What am I doing? Because it's a really quick pace of life, kind of.
And it passes quickly, the time.
Yeah, so quick. Did you have anything that you noticed?
No, it was really good the first years, but then as time passed, I just noticed that I was getting a bit annoyed from the fact of not being able to sleep when my body was screaming for it.
Yeah.
Like on the jump seat, like my head was basically falling. I was struggling so much to keep my eyes open.
That's hard.
That's hard. And I was asking to myself, why am I doing this to my body?
Yeah.
So in those moments, I realized that I didn't want to do this anymore to my body. Obviously, sleep is the basic thing that you need to provide to your body.
Yeah. I remember also, like, it was general confusion. I mean, I bet most of you have maybe woken up in the middle of the night and it's like, wait, where am I? What am I doing? What? And you could wake up at 3 a.m. and be like, okay, you need to be switched on, you need to know what you're doing, you're going to China, let's say, and so sometimes you were like, I remember sitting in the briefing room like, wait, where am I going? Anyway, so talking about this, we enter that in health as well. Obviously, it's the sleep. I think that's the other biggest thing.
Yeah.
With this job, you don't have a pattern. It's not like you're gonna sleep every night. And we actually made some calculations, which is crazy. And that is that as crew, you basically lose a month sleep per year,
Wow.
which is insane. And that is because you can take off just before the night, let's say midnight, and then you fly all night and you arrive to a destination and it's morning, so you stay awake because you need to be able to sleep during the night.
Yeah, because sometimes most of the layovers are 24 hours, so you need to plan ahead your sleeping time in order to be awake again for the next flight. To be honest, personally, at the beginning, I enjoyed it so much to be awake during the night. Actually, I was preferring night flights compared to the daily flights. It's because I thought about it, actually. It's because I knew that people were sleeping and I was working, actually, so I was enjoying that part. I don't know why, but maybe because I'm getting somewhere and nobody is even awake yet, That changed, obviously.
Yeah. When we were working, you weren't allowed to have breaks if the flight was under 9 hours. So it could be that you had, let's say, a Bali flight all night and you weren't allowed to have a break, let's say, to close your eyes or anything. We've heard now that they are becoming a bit easier on that you're allowed to have more breaks, even on shorter flights, if time permits. That makes me so happy for the crew, because, wow, that makes such a difference.
Not only for actually enjoying the flights and the life a bit more, but even for safety. It's actually much more safer to have crew that are much more alert and well-rested instead of someone half asleep because he can't take a rest on the flight. So.
True. Another thing I wanted to mention is that we forget about it sometimes, but we are 24/7 jet lagged, obviously, because you can literally land early in the morning and take off for a completely another destination that same night. Your mind is always like, what's going on? And so you don't know with the time differences, like coming back from Australia for me was the worst. I could literally sleep 20 hours without waking up, and then you're like, okay, what day is it? Saying all of this, we don't mean to be all negative. This job gives you so many positive things and possibilities as well, but it's just
the reasons why we quit.
Exactly. It's good to understand that this job is actually a lifestyle. I don't know if you share it, but I always had a picture of myself work with something really creative. Like entrepreneurship was always like a very interesting thing for me, and this job was really good at that time. At the end of the day, I always felt that, okay, this is not my optimal place. Like it's not my dream in the future, let's say. In order for me not to get stuck and too comfortable here, it's time for me to move on.
Get uncomfortable in the short term in order to achieve what you really strive for in life in the long term.
Yeah.
And that's something that I share. I was in a completely similar, if not same place, that at the beginning, the first years, I felt that this was so fitting for me as a job because we are getting paid to travel the world, and I was 21. I just started by being 21.
You were 21?
I was 21, yeah.
Little baby.
Little baby, yeah. So yeah, but then after a few years, this started to change. I started to feel the pull towards being my own boss as well and have my own projects and businesses. So that's where then it all started, along with the reasons that we explained before. Then everything came together and made me feel that I needed to search for another path.
So when we met, it was really nice that we matched, you remember?
Yeah.
And very early on, us getting to know each other, we kind of knew that, okay, this chapter here in Emirates is gonna end soon. Like we wanted to do something else. And we were actually planning, like starting to plan to leave before COVID hit. Then COVID happened, and obviously because of the circumstances, we stayed. And during that time where we weren't flying a lot, that's when we started to, okay, let's invest in a camera, let's buy a camera, let's start filming. Whenever we could actually go out in Dubai, when we weren't in lockdown, we went out and we did the Dubai Mall, like our first video.
Yeah, first real video, was Dubai Mall.
And all of that like started to like develop, and we actually liked it. But even though the world hadn't opened up completely yet, we decided that, okay, it's time for us. It's a bit risky. We waited long enough and we're like, it is time. So that's when we actually took this step and left.
Yeah, even because when we started to fly a little bit more again, the first flights we were like, whoa, what's happening now? Because we felt we were not there anymore. We didn't fly for a few months, so it was enough time for us to start to get a routine back again, get normal sleep, and starting developing our projects. And then starting to fly again was a slap in the face to be like, hey guys, you need to move, you need to change something.
Definitely. And also we already started, so it was like, okay, all of a sudden, from having all the time in the world, now we didn't have time anymore because both of us were flying again and we didn't spend that much time together. Like it's actually affecting what we started, and we want this more. So it made perfect sense to leave. Lentil soup, is it nice? Another reason I speak for myself, maybe I speak for both of us, you can see. Many times I felt treated as a child. And that is because obviously at that time we were like 24,000 flying crew, which is a lot. Obviously, when there's so many people, so many employees, the company needs to stay in control. I get it. Like you can't have the most personal relationship with your managers and everything. When it is such a big company, you more become like a corporate number. You're not like Nathalie or Stefano. It's more 4555, whatever. And you know, so you're more of a number. And actually, you start feeling that. I started feeling that. Now, whenever you wanted like a special request, or you want this human understanding, like could you help me do this, or I need to have a day off because something happened at home, or the understanding isn't really there.
With this said, there were still people, managers, that manager that you were in contact with actually in our process of resigning. Very compassionate, she was very kind, and so this is not for everybody, but this is a general imprint that we felt in our experience.
And that goes to the living situation as well, like not choosing who you live with. I lived with really amazing people, but also the craziest people I've ever met in my life. It's like people stealing from home and being really like really weird situations. And it was a bit weird for me. I felt a little bit of a college vibe, and I was already in the age of wanting a bit more, let's say, stability. So like when you live in accommodation, you have rules to follow, which I also understand.
If you wanted your family to come over, you needed to sign papers, you need to send a request, and they can stay for a limited period of time.
Exactly.
And
like it's not your place at the end of the day, which you get. It's understandable. Yeah.
Because it's provided by the company. So I was lucky enough to live with friends though.
That's really good.
Yeah, that was amazing. And I enjoyed it so much, especially the first 2-3 years. And I hadn't planned actually to leave after 3 years. But then we met, then the COVID happened, so I stayed longer. But from that time, 2-3 years, I started feeling that it wasn't a good fit for me anymore, like I said. Yeah.
Like looking back now, I'm so happy for that time I had in Emirates. Like really, even though now we've been talking about why did we leave there, because it was amazing to get to know so many people around the world, making friendships like all over the world, and all the experiences that I wouldn't have had if it wasn't for this time.
We were taking the planes like it was a bus. Okay, I'm taking a plane, you know, sometimes taking decisions the day before to travel here and there. And
I mean, I think that's why we still do it.
Yeah.
Like we still plan the day before, where should we go? And it's like people are like, oh my God, you need to plan before. But I think we got so used to it that everything is just the day before, and it's like random, it's not a big deal, let's say. We have seen some comments that people saying, but how can you promote this job if you left it? Like if you left it, it has to be bad. And what I want to say is that just because you leave something in your life doesn't have to mean that it was bad. It's just that you want something else. Like you move on from something, maybe with a smile, but that you want something else in your life, and that's completely fine. So do I still recommend this job to people? Yes, I do, especially to like younger, energetic people, because when you are excited and you're so curious about each destination, these negative aspects and things, they don't affect you as much because the excitement takes over completely. That's how it was for us. Like in the beginning, I was like so tired, but I didn't care because the adrenaline just took over. So especially to these people who like don't have a family yet, maybe strings attached, you're just like, you just want to fly, let's say, fly and see the world. I definitely recommend this because it has been one of the best periods of my life. And the only thing is not to get stuck if you would feel that the time has come to leave. That's it.
So if you're a crew as well and you're listening and you feel that there's a calling within you that you need to follow, do that. Because you get stuck so easily in this job, in this lifestyle, in this bubble, that it's hard to go out. It's hard to go out because it gets uncomfortable, gets challenging and fearful, but if you know it's a calling within you, in your heart, then you won't go wrong.
Yeah, true. So those are the main reasons why we left. But yeah, that was that. Let's finish this delicious food. Oh, I didn't even try that one yet.
No, everything is so good, so tasty.
Arabic food is so good.
Okay, and while Natalie continues her things, now we are gonna go to the pool and to the beach to check it out. So on one side we have the pool, the other side is the exit, and we have the balcony just up there.
For today. Well, you finished. Can I just watch one thing? It's a series that I used to watch in Sweden. I didn't see it. Oh no, but it says it's not available in your location. I forgot we're not in the EU anymore.
Of course we're not in Europe, but don't you remember we have NordVPN? You can use it, put it on.
God, true. Yes, baby.
If you don't have NordVPN yet, let us tell you why you should get it. The first thing is that you can access your favorite content from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, it takes just a click. You open the map, you click on a location, and you'll be connected in seconds. And not only will you have access to your favorite content, it's also a threat protection that blocks intrusive ads and web trackers when a user downloads a file. So it's actually more of a cybersecurity tool than just the VPN. And it doesn't just protect the user devices, it actually protects the users themselves from hackers, and maybe you have a stalker somewhere.
In the past, they've been trying to hack our email account. So now we're using NordVPN all the time in order to stay safe and to be having a peace of mind. And if you are like us, that you have a lot on your mind and you will forget to do that one simple click to activate it, then you can enable auto connect on your device so that you know it will automatically connect and keep you safe at all times.
So we don't think you should wait any longer if you don't have it yet. So get your exclusive NordVPN deal in the description box below. It is risk-free with the Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
So you can watch your series now. I'm gonna continue working before we go out.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's really nice to be here. We really wanted to go to the city, let's say, but we have the beach right down here, and you're quite tired, you said.
Yeah, quite tired, and it's actually a beach that I would go to if I was somewhere else in Dubai, so it's perfect to have it just here down the house.
Chill a little, and then in these coming days we'll go out and we have some really cool plans and things to see. But anyways, we hope you enjoyed this little vlog of us coming here, and we have a lot on our schedule for Dubai and also for the holidays, so we hope you stick around.
So subscribe to the channel if you aren't already for the amazing content that we're gonna share in the future videos. Stay blessed, take care as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!